The show where there are no penalties, nothing is offside, and everything is fair game. This is The Gloves Are Off.
Hello everyone, welcome to The Gloves Are Off. I'm Adam MacVicar here, and I'm joined alongside two people we've chosen to be guests today. Not our first choices, but we'll settle. First off, obviously on the left, we got Andrew Brethauer from the Lloydminster Source, the sports guy there. How's it going, Andrew? Good to see you.
I think I'm the seasoned vet, remember.
You are the seasoned vet. You're the only one that's been on this show before.
I have more time in last week than you two have combined, so I'm doing good.
Okay, I guess that is true. That is true. But you know what? I'm here for the next 3 weeks, so.
Oh, ratings.
Up or down? What do you think? Down?
Oh, no. I think he's got it.
We'll see. And then to Andrew's right, of course, Bailey Nitti, our intern here, working in the sports department right now, and she's been covering Bobcats, everything in between. How's that going, Bailey? Good to see you.
I've been enjoying analyzing the Bobcats, although they're on a little bit of a losing. You could say a little bit of a losing.
A little bit of a poor streak right now, and of course that's kind of what we're going to get into right here. I guess firstly, Bobcats aren't doing so well right now, and I guess the first thing we got to talk about, should this team be worried? Because at the beginning of the season, it seemed kind of like it was just team bonding issues. It was like a bunch of these guys who were coming together to join this one returning player. And so it was like, okay, maybe it's just a team bonding issue. They'll get it together by November, December. It's now November, close to December, and nothing's changed. Should they be worried about their season right now?
Yeah, you're 17 games in. You're at the end of this weekend, you've played a 30-year season, and you're last place still. There's no more excuses you can make. And you hate to say, you gave them that little bit at the beginning saying, okay, they're new guys, 23, 40 new guys. That's a pain. That's a lot of pain to try and build from the start. And after last season, when everyone's used to, okay, there's a lot of change. But now it's been 2 months, and there's no more excuses. There's no more, okay, we're losing by a little bit. No, you're still losing. That's the matter. It doesn't matter. You're still not getting points. They had a great end of October, but haven't been able to carry it over, and I don't see it happening maybe the end of this weekend. They're playing Calgary, but.
Who results are very low, yeah. No, I think that they have really talented guys. I just don't think they're being utilized maybe in the right way. But then Odeline and Webb were on a line together. Odeline's hurt now. Who do you put with Webb? You got the red line, which is Kaiser, Barkley, and Walker, who they can produce, but not enough. It's just not enough.
I mean, what can they do? Is the change going to be in the line? Is that what's going to happen here? They have to start changing up lines?
Well, the thing about Travis is he doesn't change lines during the game, which is fine. That's a coaching thing he can decide on. He waits till the next week. So instead of being like, hey, we got to get this power line out there, maybe Webb and Kobe. I liked that line, the Walker-Kobe line. That was fun to watch. We've been together, and we're like, wow, that's a good line to watch. That's broken up now, and I think the new first line is kind of overrated in my opinion. But what can you do when Odeline's hurt? But you can't put Webb with anyone else. No one can keep up with them, so I don't know.
It's time to start trading. You hate to say it, but it's time to start moving bodies. Having good players, and they do. They have good players. We'll not say they don't. But it's kind of like other teams. You have pieces, and pieces don't win you games. Pieces don't win you championships. And that was the whole, this is the problem right now. You got to start getting guys in here to fill out. You hate saying it, and you don't want to keep throwing on the rookies. There's too many. You need experience. And it's extremely hard right now at 2-14-1 to sell an experienced player to come play in Lloyd. You're not going to get a 19, 20-year-old and be like, yep, I'm going to come to this and play my last year here for a team that's 2-14-1. You hate saying it because it's a community team. You love covering them. I've covered them for 3-4 years now. But it's being reality. And this is where they are. It's going to be extremely difficult when people don't want to come here to play.
And then you have these really talented guys who, like I've said, who are going to lose kind of the passion for hockey if they're continuing to lose like this. It's hard to play for a team when you're losing like this, and with guys who can't keep up with you, or guys that you just, I don't know, just the bonding thing.
Now, I guess my final question before we move on to our next topic here: do they make the playoffs this year? Just real quickly.
Well, 7 out of 8 teams do, right?
No.
So.
And I said that no. I don't think for if they keep this what they have now, no. And it really hurts me to say that because of where we were last year and what we've been building towards, to think that we sat last year at the RBC and everyone's talking about the foundation. We're building this for a successful program, and the first year after RBC, they're probably going to miss the playoffs. it might be the best thing, as you hate to say it, because then it's like change could maybe happen quickly. But just the way they're playing, no, I don't see them making the playoffs.
I'm going to say yes.
You're
I'm
gonna say yes.
going to go against Andrew.
All right.
and
Well,
say
now focusing, I guess, on a different team who's kind of on the opposite spectrum in the NHL, the Edmonton Oilers. They're sitting real pretty right now. They're sitting right now at 9-3 on the season. They're first in the West. Are they the real deal? Is this going to last? Is this going to be a good team or what?
You're the Oilers. Go ahead. You're the
I'm
Oilers.
gonna go. I get to start this off. Okay, yeah, I love my Oilers, of course, but I think they're doing really well right now. I mean, there's a lot of time left in the season. We got Pittsburgh tonight, which I think, in my opinion, is a really good matchup. So Crosby's hot in more than one way. No, but I think we have a good chance. I think we have a good chance tonight, to be honest. I think he disagrees with me, but.
Well, it's my Penguins. Of course, I'm going to disagree
of
with
course.
you.
I love Crosby. I'm a huge Crosby fan, but I think that'll be a really good game for fans tonight.
So are they the real? Yes.
Yes.
They are the real deal.
But let's be honest. It took them 10 years to get here.
But we're here. We can't dwell on that.
It's like, oh, yes, you can.
No,
Oh, believe me, you
no,
can.
we got to move on. You know,
No.
you got to like forgive and forget.
The reason they're where they are is because everything they've worked towards has finally got here.
Okay.
Now you have a guy like, getting, let's be honest, getting Connor McDavid is a massive jump start, and I will not say getting Crosby back in the day did not jumpstart the Penguins as well. It really did. But now when you look at their defense and you add a guy like Nurse and Clefbaum and Larson, you add these actual core defensemen and then add a goalie and then add some grit forwards, now you have a fleshed out team. You're not just playing a bunch of first round picks who are all the same skill set. You have actual managed team together. That's why they're a real deal team.
So now they're becoming more of a team. Now, also, we're talking about picking up McDavid. How about Milan Lucic? They're tied for goals so far this season. I mean, McDavid's got 14 points, but Lucic with 5 goals as well.
That was
McDavid.
excellent to get him too.
Did you guys imagine that when they first signed him at the beginning of this season?
Yeah.
I knew he'd be good. Yeah, he'd be a good player for the Oilers. So
He has that stability in the West for sure. You need to have a guy like a Lucic to be a scrappy player, to go in there and go to the net. Oilers never had that. They have a bunch of outside shooters, fast guys who are just going to come down and shoot the puck.
Yeah.
It doesn't work in the West. You need a guy to go to the net and create that traffic. Now you add a big centerman in Connor McDavid and a big player in Lucic. Now you can play against.
and goaltending too. I just want to say, like tonight, I think our goaltending, Oilers goaltending is maybe a little better than Pittsburgh.
Well, it's our goaltending. Right? We have a sieve anyway, so.
Yeah.
And I guess my last question for you guys before we sort of break here. Same question as I ended the last topic with. Do the Oilers make the playoffs?
Yes.
If they don't, geez, I'd fire everyone. Like,
Yeah.
if you
Fire the coach.
If you mess this
Again.
up, then if you mess up this lead, then you don't deserve
Trade
the coach.
McDavid. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, yeah.
Don't do that.
Trade him to the Flames, actually. That'd be fantastic.
Yeah,
Well,
and then we can get.
all right, well, I'll hold you guys both to that. We'll see what happens with the Oilers, but we'll actually be right back. We're going to talk some World Series baseball after the break. All right, we're back, and I guess we're going to get into it with some World Series baseball. Obviously, the Chicago Cubs, 108 years. They broke the GOAT curse, and I guess before we get into the game and everything, was the GOAT curse even a real thing, or is that just some weird is that just a poor excuse for your team
After
underperforming for
108 years,
Like,
you take every excuse you can
That's
get.
a curse.
Yeah.
That's a curse.
okay,
108 years
okay.
is like that. I don't even know if that's even a curse anymore. That's just
What's beyond a curse? Is
Who
it something?
knows?
Yeah, that's
It's
what it is.
whatever is beyond a
It's-
curse,
yes,
that's what
yeah.
That's what that
Yes.
was? Well, I mean, they finally ended up breaking it, and not only do they break it in probably the most spectacular way possible. World Series, it's like the dream matchup. The dream matchup for any baseball player. World Series, Game 7, you're going to extras. Like, for you guys, how was that game? Andrew, start
the
with you.
rain delay too.
The rain delay, too,
Just
as
like
well. Yeah.
I
It was
love
the rain that broke the curse.
I love the one tweet. It was like, I forget. I think it was like the tweet of Jesus, and I hate to say it, but it was just like, where I'm just making Cubs fans wait a little bit longer, and it's just
Yes.
it had everything you wanted in a baseball game, and it was everything the Cubs had to do, and it was probably best that it wasn't played in Chicago. I don't think they win if this series is back in Chicago, and if they have to put up with their home fans and have everyone around them. I don't think they win. It's
the extra added pressure.
it's completely, especially like
both teams in such a drought too. So
that is true. That is true. It was 68 something
Yeah,
years
yeah,
that the Indians have won. So for you, Bailey, how was that game for you? That Game 7?
Oh, unreal! Just the fact that both of those teams really needed that, and the one who had the longer drought won. So that's exciting, really exciting. I love all the videos of the fans, and yeah, there's a few I've seen that just.
There was like a live feed of it, and I actually was watching it for probably an hour, and I don't know why. I just left it on there because like hoping something would happen, but nothing.
Oh,
did.
of course, the people going crazy. I mean, people were just standing there watching the scoreboard at Wrigley. But I mean, 40 million people watched that game, which is huge. Which is huge for TV ratings, especially. I think Major League Baseball, won the World Series this year. You can say the Cubs did, but it was Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
So is it dead? Like going into next season, are you excited for that? I mean, maybe not you.
No,
but
I hate baseball.
You don't like baseball, that's right. But I'm saying for an average fan, are they excited heading into next season because of that World Series game?
Depends who they cheer for. If you're a Blue Jays fan, no, you're definitely not happy, especially with what's happening in the next week. Like next week's conversation, we're going to talk Batista and Encarnacion.
Batista and Encarnacion.
But if you needed something to sell your game, which everyone does, every once in a while you need something to really staple that, sell that. And Stanley Cup had it last year with Pittsburgh as well in there. That's what you want the Penguins in the finals. Having two teams that are the drought and having it go to Game 7 and making people wait
There's
that
nothing
more,
that's going to be like that.
You're just, if you talk about the moments in sports, that's the moment in sport. That's what you want. That's what you sell. Yeah. You can't script it better. Even though I hate that saying, but you can't script it better.
No, it was the perfect ending. And now also, I mean, a season that seems scripted now is a bit like the Dallas Cowboys season. We're going to move on now to our next topic here. The Dallas Cowboys, I mean, they're also doing quite well this season. They're looking real good. They're atop their division. And could they possibly make it to the Super Bowl this year? I know it's a distance away.
So early.
But, they're playing well. Is it a possibility this happens?
Absolutely. Anything's possible, right? Especially you've got
it could happen.
7-1. Well, they're winning, and like even without Tony Romo, they've got a really good quarterback. So.
Yeah, they kind of lucked out with Prescott.
Yeah,
hey?
oh,
I mean,
yeah.
is Prescott the guy?
That's
He's
your future.
the top.
He's your future.
Yeah.
Like Romo, like honestly, you cut Romo at the end of the year. If you don't, the only reason you keep him now is to have a suitable backup just in case. Yeah. But as soon as the season's over with, you cut him. You get rid of him, he's done. You'll never see Romo playing a starting role unless Prescott gets hurt or just bombs with like 6 interceptions in a quarter.
If it's not broke, don't fix it, I think so.
But in terms of them, like you can see it. The division is so bad. If you look up, like Minnesota was doing well, collapsed. The only other team will give them problems is Atlanta. And they have such a dynamic offense that if they can get that going, and they proved it, they can beat any team with a defense, then you're going to have problems. They have so many weapons, and Matt Ryan is like MVP of the league right now. So Dallas has to do everything good, which includes defense. And they're a good defense. So
they're a really good team. Yeah.
Yep, they're all around good team, and they're not relying on Prescott to go there and win them games. Whereas, say, the Falcons have to rely on Matt Ryan doing a lot of good. And when he gets a lot of good, he can do a lot. But their defense is horrible. Like
that is true. I mean, it's a fun team to watch. I've been watching them every Sunday now, and they're not like boring football, just getting the job done. They're actually going out there, and it's fun to watch them execute. So you're saying Dak Prescott, Ezekiel Elliott, they're going to be the future of this team?
Oh yeah,
they are.
I know since 2006, ESPN's been watching quarterbacks, and in the first 7 games, he's number 1. So before Cam Newton, before all those guys, so he's unreal as a rookie.
No, he's already got 12 TDs, only 2 interceptions, which is not bad at all. And I'm wondering now, because Dallas has this weird thing in December where they can't get it done. They can never get it done in December. Are you guys?
Was Tony Romo playing?
Well, Tony Romo was definitely playing. He was for sure playing. Bledsoe was also playing.
I'm not trying to knock him.
There were times when Troy Aikman was playing. Like it's a known thing. Dallas in December. Are you guys kind of waiting to see how December goes before making any calls on this season for them?
A little bit, because you have to look. They're terrible in December, and they're not. It's not out of there. Like there's a lot of teams that can still come up. That division is notorious for being a close division, and even though they're 7-2, they could still lose 4 games straight, and now they're 7-6. So it's that quickly it can happen. They have to win a couple of games in December, and they've locked up the division. It's pretty simple to lock it up, but then, who knows if that bye is going to help them, and then you're playing, hot Atlanta.
And that's
my team. I honestly would say Atlanta's going to be in the Super Bowl.
Do you think Atlanta's going to be in the Super Bowl this year?
Yep.
So do you think maybe NFC Championship game, Atlanta Dallas? I'm not mad at that.
No.
I'm not mad at
exciting.
that. Matty Ice versus Dak Prescott? That is not bad at all.
Talk about ratings.
Yeah.
There we go.
No, that's pretty crazy. Well, we're going to come back, actually. We're going to go to a quick break now, and we're going to come back for a little bit of over-under after this.
Yeah.
All right, we're back, and I'm playing Quizmaster now as we're about to play a little bit of over-under. Who's excited?
I'm never excited.
Andrew's never excited.
It's my first one.
Bailey's excited.
I'm excited.
I'm also excited.
Oh, so I'm gonna crush
and you
your
should be
dreams.
excited
No.
too. Well, I guess we'll get into it. So, Bailey,
Okay.
first question
Yeah.
goes to you. Out of Manny Pacquiao fought this weekend. He
Okay.
won.
Yeah.
He earned his 59th victory this weekend. How many of his 59 victories are by knockout?
Okay, I want to say over half.
Well, you gotta say a
But
number.
okay. 35.
Over under.
Oh. I'm actually going to go under.
What'd you say again?
35.
Well, you're wrong.
What?
38.
Oh.
38.
I thought it was
So-
32.
It was close enough. 38. Not with 38
Not
people.
bad.
That's devastating.
Wow.
That's devastating.
Yeah, ouch.
That's a painful. Now I guess.
It is over half.
Yeah, I mean,
Good.
yeah,
Okay,
it's pretty good. So I guess now question 2 for you, Andrew. The Flames lost 24 straight in Anaheim, but the Buffalo Sabres hold the record for the longest losing streak in a row.
Mm-hmm.
How many games?
32.
32. Over under.
It's a lot of games to lose in a
Buffalo.
row. Are you sure?
It's Buffalo.
Are you sure?
Nope.
Oh,
It's
under.
Buffalo.
Under.
Under's correct.
Yeah.
Points for
Okay.
Bailey. Bailey.
Andrew, you are. Okay. You're upset.
Bailey, next question for you. What is the record for home runs in a single World Series?
Like one game. One game. Okay. Home runs?
In the whole thing.
In the whole thing.
By both teams.
Oh, okay. 8?
Over under.
Well over.
It was actually under. It's 5.
In a series?
In a series. I think it's one single player. I poorly worded the question.
You
I
did.
poorly worded the
Can
question.
he win that one?
I poorly
feel bad.
worded the
Asterisks,
question.
we'll see how
I
this goes. You
apologize.
should
just
That's
ask
my
another-
bad.
ask
That's
another
Quizmaster's bad. Okay, well, now the question goes to you. The UFC is in New York City this weekend for the first time, and they're fighting at Madison Square Garden. That's a big fight, a lot of fight history in that arena.
Yep.
Now, here's a special question. What is the capacity of Madison Square Garden?
17,500.
Over under.
I don't know. It seems like he knows. Under.
It's over. 19,812. I can't believe you guys didn't know that.
Well, I was just thinking of,
That's
like,
like sports knowledge,
it is?
guys. Yes, everyone knows that. That's how
Andrew,
many
I guess
seats
we're
are
not
in
meant for
Madison
this
Square
job.
Garden.
We're not meant for this job.
19,812. Come on, get it together. All right, and I guess the last question goes to you, Bailey. We're talking Dallas Cowboys earlier.
Okay.
Tony Romo's out, but he is the highest paid Dallas Cowboy. What is his yearly salary?
Too much. That's the answer.
20 mil.
20 mil, over under.
Well under.
Well under, and well under is correct. I think that
It's not well under. It can't be well under.
Okay, it's $18 million. So it's $2 million.
Okay,
Overpaid.
Yeah, but how many
2 mil,
millions do you
what's
have,
that?
Bailey?
What's
How many
that?
millions do you have?
2 mil is nothing.
2
right?
mil is
No.
nothing. 2 mil is a lot of money.
Yeah, no, it is.
I know for me, 2 mil is a lot of money. They're only paying me $500K to host this thing, so
Yeah,
I don't know. 2 mil is quite a bit. So I guess that means I wasn't keeping score.
Me neither, but like Andrew.
Andrew did
No,
win. Andrew did
I
win.
won,
Andrew
but you
check
can
the
have
tape.
it. I'll give it to him.
But I was just so caught up in the moment.
I'm
I
gonna
wasn't
watch
keeping
this later,
score.
and I'm gonna be like, I won that.
I really did think Andrew took that one away. So I guess that kind of means you'll get the sound off at the end of the show here, and I guess we'll come back for a little bit of fair or foul after the break. Welcome back, everyone, and we're going to get into it here with fair or foul. This is when I say two statements that I believe in, and they're going to say fair or foul and explain why my statement is fair or why it's foul, why you agree or why you disagree. All right, so I guess my first one here, we're going to talk about the Leafs for the first time on the show
And
here.
forever.
And
Ever.
for the first time in probably a
reason
long time.
why.
I know. Usually the Leafs are always top of mind for absolutely
Right.
everybody. But I guess my statement here about the Leafs is Mitch Marner is going to outperform Austin Matthews this season. Fair or foul?
Me first?
Yeah.
I think that's fair to say. They're both really good players. There's a lot of season left for everybody. So, yeah, Marner and Matthews are both great. I think he could definitely outplay Matthews.
No, I'll say foul.
You'll
I think
say
Matthews
foul?
will take it, but I don't think it really matters for the Leafs as long as both of them don't get hurt and they develop. It doesn't matter. As long as they both are fine. But I'll
So
say
it's kind of fair then. That's
No,
kind of a fair.
he said
Okay.
No, he thinks Matthews is going
Matthews
to
will do
Oh,
better.
okay.
So for me, I think the pressure's on Matthews.
Oh,
So
for
that's
sure.
kind of why I kind of was thinking, Mitch Marner will, because no one's really thinking about how's Mitch Marner going to perform. Austin Matthews scored 4 goals in his opener. He kind of set the bar kind of high for himself.
Well, I think people are watching
So-
Marner too closely.
People are.
Oh yeah.
The diehards are watching
Oh,
Marner.
yes.
Oh,
big
he's
time.
unreal. They're both unreal. So
That's true.
It's
yeah.
the Leafs, so
They
But
can-
but you
I think
are.
they're.
outside of Toronto, no one cares.
That is
it's the
that
Leafs.
outside of Ontario. Yeah, I guess there's a few Leaf fans. I mean, you go to a Flames game when they play the Leafs.
I'm a
and
Matthews
it's
fan.
only-
I'm a Matthews fan, and I'm still saying fair about Marner outplaying him.
Okay.
So
Anyway,
doesn't agree.
Okay,
Doesn't agree.
Agree to disagree.
Okay.
Next statement. Now we're gonna go to the gridiron for this one on the Canadian side, and my statement here is that the Calgary Stampeders they're going to be the Grey Cup champions this year. Fair or foul? Andrew.
I want to say fair, but I'm going to say foul. I just think the layoff they have 3 weeks off between games.
Isn't that crazy?
It's a dumb schedule the way it worked out. I think that's gonna bite them. The West is such a hard division to win, and you're going to be playing a good team out of the West. I think Edmonton can slide in there. I think anyone can slide in there from a team that's just whoever has the easy East Coast. So no, I think they'll lose. Unfortunately, upset. Yeah.
Is the question if they're going to get to the
No, they will win this
Okay,
year's Grey
okay.
Cup.
I think that's fair to say.
You think it's fair to
Well,
say?
yeah, they're at the top, so
They are number 1 in the league.
Yeah.
Now they didn't get the season record for most wins in a season. So, but I think who cares about that as long as they win the
Doesn't matter in the
championship?
playoffs.
But, yeah, I guess that
definitely
is
fair.
true.
Definitely fair.
I
That
guess
bye
that
is
is
going to
true.
hurt them. 3 weeks off is terrible. Like,
Yeah, that is an extremely long time. So who do you have winning the Grey Cup then?
I have no idea.
It's a toss up.
It's
CFL.
It's a CFL. Whoever shows up
Yeah.
on that day, basically.
You got to be an Eskies fan.
No.
Okay.
Oh, well.
He's not an Eskies fan.
Well, guys, I appreciate that, and we're going to come right back for the sound off to end off this show. See you in a bit. All right, we are back, and just in time for the sound off. Andrew, I think, won not fair or foul. He won the over under, and even with that botched question. So I guess you get the sound off. So free mic for you.
Oh, God, that's what we want. This weekend, Holy Rosary's in their provincial quarterfinal, so it's going to be against Sylvan Lake. Should be probably their best game of the season. They played them last year, really tight, so that's on Saturday. But also Saturday, all-day wrestlers action. They play volleyball in the afternoon starting at 1 and 3, basketball at 6 and 8. So if you want to watch different sports other than hockey or something else, there you go. Bobcats play
But
too.
if you do want to watch hockey, we got them tomorrow here, Civic Center, 7:30.
To play is back home.
Yeah, Gord Thibodeau, ex-coach there, is coming back.
The coach.
so
That's a good storyline.
yes,
That's a
it's
heck of a
great,
storyline.
It's a heck of a storyline.
so-
So hopefully I'll be talking to him after the game, and we can get some of that.
Yeah,
Thursday
tune in Newcap News
Yeah.
for all your local news and sports coverage from Bailey there.
Yeah, thanks.
So actually, my guests here, I got to thank you guys for joining me today on My First Gloves Are Off, and didn't get too off the rails, so I appreciate that. But I guess we'll see you again next week. Thanks for joining us.